Welcome everybody to issue 1 of the Sourcewall podcast. Introducing, I don't even remember what you guys are calling yourselves. Would I be going by the red hood?
Nosto.
That's a black hood.
We read comics.
Watch everything, judge everything, judge everything. Phantom specialist everything, aka Isha.
Last but
Josh,
certainly,
Simples.
as everyone doing. First question though. Did you see it though?
Of course.
Yeah, of course,
Are you
mate.
dumb,
Yeah,
man?
yeah.
Josh, do you see it? Did you ruin it?
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, I watched, but like I said, I waited, didn't it? I wanted to watch
is
the
it?
Christmas. Obviously. Told
No,
you,
I did.
That
Why
was-
why watch the leak when 2 days later you're gonna get the nice crisp one anyway?
Yeah.
Yeah.
None of it was spoiled for me. I got to watch it in nice HD on the TV and everything. It was crisp, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my manager probably most likely never hear this, but I was like, I'm going to the toilet. Went upstairs, I sat in the change rooms, just crouched down, just like, yeah, this is it.
Okay, first impressions. What are we saying? Josh, I know you hate a car scene, so there weren't that many car scenes in there.
So if anyone is wondering, sorry, if anyone's wondering, we are actually obviously talking about Marvel Studios Avengers Infinity War official trailer.
Not that leaked one.
Not that leaked one, no.
I didn't even watch it. I was taken down by the time. Do you know what? You were just texting. All you said was, Disney's trying it. And I was like, well, trying what? So then,
that wasn't actually a trailer though. That was just a clip, and it's actually different than.
A clip of the film.
Yeah,
What
someone
was
leaked a clip.
snap.
It was a clip
I still don't want to see it.
of someone sneaking into places where they shouldn't be, and someone stepping on someone else, asking questions. That's all you need to know, really. Not that much of a spoiler. But
My brother was just saying that he watched this trailer, and I agree with him. Like, this is it. This is the only trailer I'm going to watch for this movie. I'm just going to wait for it to come out and go see it, probably like with X amount of people.
Well, I know they're gonna drop like 3 more trailers or whatever. So
I'm not watching them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I might watch the second. Like, if it's like, say for example, like obviously they could put stuff into you until you watch the movie. You don't know what bit it is. Like, you might sit there and all the best bits in the trailer, even though I doubt that because Marvel don't really have a track record for that, unlike DC.
No.
But,
No. Spider-Man Homecoming ripped the whole thing, those trailers.
No, Spider-Man don't count though. That's like Spider-Man. Just don't watch the trailers. Just never watch the trailers because you know you're just gonna watch the whole film. Just don't watch nothing. Don't watch nothing. That's what always happens with Spider-Man. It doesn't matter which Spider-Man it was. Always in the trailers. So you see the whole film.
Okay, can we talk about the differences in this trailer, please? Like, can we have a moment for the various storylines that are coming?
Or you mean like, who the hell are you guys?
Bruce Banner looks like he's just fallen from somewhere high and just landed like he did in
Yeah, he got de-hulked, boy.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Basically, there's too many things going on in this trailer. You've got fucking Vision's like Infinity Stone being ripped out of his head by Loki's staff. What are we saying?
Good, I don't like that.
What are we saying with that? He says Thanos has got 2 of the Infinity Stones, the fucking Power Stone and Tesseract. Did Loki give him the Tesseract? What's happening?
Blatantly.
So now is Loki working now for Thanos?
He looks shit scared though. He looks scared.
As long as none of these questions give me full Ragnarok spoilers, you may discuss them.
You joker.
But I haven't seen it. I haven't seen Thor Ragnarok, so I'm still in the same place as you, Josh. So it's like,
Alright.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
That's about
There are some spoilers in the actual trailer actually, but
I feel like
that.
but
Yeah, I already kind of pieced that together. But I won't talk about it or whatever. But yeah,
How many times have you lot watched the trailer?
5.
Twice.
Five.
Twice, 3 times
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, you got the first 2 is
I
just
watched it twice because I had other stuff to watch. I can't waste a day watching like 2 minutes of Avengers when I've got like a billion other things to catch up on.
2 minutes and 24 seconds.
You can pause the first minute and then you can do the next minute after you do some more.
It's alright. I got what I needed to get out from it. My initial reaction was good. Usually when I see trailers the first time, I'll be like, yeah, but like with Black Panther, I was like, oh yeah, alright. And then the second trailer, I was like, alright, yeah, you got me.
Yeah.
But this one, straight away, I was like, that there was too much epicness going on. I was like, oh.
Yeah, there was, man.
No, that was a beautiful trailer. If only X-Men and Fantastic Four were in that trailer would have been just messy.
Some theories going on around here, man.
Maybe wait for Avengers 4.
Oh.
Yeah.
But
which will be the last. Apparently it's going to be the last. The last film in this kind of section, but they still got like 20 other films in production
like
at the
22
moment.
films in
because we got Warlock coming, and I know he's going to be with Strange doing some magical shit.
Definitely.
So that's good. But the Watcher's in there. The Watcher is in fucking the Watcher's around, so he's prevalent.
Yeah. Do you think that they'll actually bring them in though into the movie?
They have to.
Judged by other movies.
I think if they get
the Watchers,
yeah,
it's possible. If you like think about other movies that certain two people haven't seen yet.
Oh yeah.
So
in my life.
Jack, spoil it.
I keep forgetting, man.
Work around. No, they have to be. No, anybody who knows the Watchers has to be in there. Well, the Watcher has to be in there. But it's just like if you're going to introduce the Watcher in there, does that mean that you can bring back the Silver Surfer or Galactus or the fucking?
I think what it is I think Marvel Studios have the Watchers, but I think Fox have Uatu, the Watcher. So yeah, it's a bit like how they had Quicksilver. You can have one version of it, and they have the other version, like the Super Skrulls and the Skrulls. Yeah.
That's just why? I would petition just to have them just for one fucking film. Everybody just come together and just do what needs to be done, so I can have.
Nobody wants to make money. Let's be real. Ego gets in the way of money sometimes.
Yeah. Like it.
But the talks are back on now, though. The talks are back on apparently. Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah, apparently that was yesterday actually. I forgot who. He's one of the snitches who was talking about it.
We've got so many. I mean, shit, like. But
those of you know, we get a lot of our information from various snitches.
Yeah.
We had them well with hugs and M&Ms, crispy M&Ms, and.
Yeah. So apparently it's a bit like how they got Lucasfilms as well. The way the negotiations are going when they're quiet for a bit and then they bring it up again.
To be honest, they did that with Sony. Remember, it was like this big thing that there's talks and talks stopped, and then the next thing we knew, like a month or two later, Spider-Man.
Yeah, Homecoming. But there was that email leak, innit? Remember that email leak? That kind of
that gave us hope.
Yeah.
That gave us mad hope.
So, well, I reckon they're gonna do this.
Should we get into?
What's that?
No, go on. You say what you're gonna say.
Sorry, I was gonna say quickly. I just reckon that they're gonna do the Avengers 4. Certain people are gonna die and contracts are done. Then they're gonna possibly go over to the cosmic side of things, and possibly, I reckon, if things go well with the negotiations, then they'll introduce Fantastic Four and Galactus and maybe leave the X-Men to a different kind of the way that DC are doing the movies and the TVs, or even the TV series where it's different universes.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to do that with X-Men, because I think they want the X-Men in on it. And especially now because they're phasing out all of these Avengers now. While they haven't had the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, who have they had? all the people that they've been using now. So if you're phasing them out, like what other established Marvel brands can you go to that you can make films from? Like everyone else, like all Captain Marvel and like they're not, like she might be popular now and all that stuff, but she's not on the level of the X-Men. She's not on the level of Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? So like obviously they pulled Spider-Man in. Who are they gonna go for next? X-Men. They know. Same thing with Fantastic Four. That they would rather have the rights to it themselves and put them into their universe.
Yeah.
And have it all connected. They know that this connected universe works. Even though the Netflix shows aren't fully connected and whatever, they're still connected. They still happen in the same universe, even though things aren't addressed directly. Even if things don't happen directly. Just like in that episode of Fantastic Four, when you see Spider-Man hanging under that little railing thing that's just his silhouette. But he was never fully in the series. And then I just assumed, that's Spider-Man, because obviously X-Men and Spider-Man crossed over, innit?
Yeah.
That was the thing.
Yeah.
I didn't like the animation for that. Sorry, man. I didn't like the animation. They slacked it on that.
But it was them. It was designed exactly the same and everything.
Yeah.
Was it Spider-Man? I swear it was Scarlet Spider in one of those old 90s cartoons. I swear. I'm gonna Google this.
They did the whole Secret Wars thing in that.
He was as well. He was as well. Yeah.
Well, they've been
I remember he was
done.
Yeah, but I'm googling this. I'm just gonna carry on. I'll catch up with you.
No, I was gonna say they keep making obviously the Marvel shows where they've got people with powers who resemble certain people like from the X-Men or Fantastic Four, and that's why I'm just kind of like, do you think? Have you not watched Legion yet?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So if you haven't watched it, watch it. But but it's like he's that guy in Legion. Like he could be the thing, will be thing without saying it. If everybody knows, if you've been watching Legion, then you understand the correlation I'm making. If not, at least to understand the correlation I'm making. But yeah, so it's just like that'd be great if they brought X-Men in, but.
Yeah, true.
Like that'd be amazing. That'd be absolutely amazing. But it's just like I feel like they're making other like characters to kind of fill that shoe because
that gap. Yeah, that's kind of what they did with the Inhumans, isn't it? But the Inhumans didn't work out, man. That series.
They were trying to ram that down our throats. It was.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It was.
Glad I didn't waste my time on that.
Proper. I did. I sacrificed myself for the greater good, but it was shit.
I'm not even just talking about like the TV show. Like for the past year or two, they've literally been trying to phase out the X-Men and tried to make the Inhumans X-Men, and I just wasn't falling for it. Everybody was like Inhumans. Like I'm not doing it. I'm about those X-Men. It's not the same. Not the same.
It flopped, but.
Woo! 1-0.
Oh. What are you watching? What are you watching?
My dude, are you even with us? Batman's watching football.
I'm multitasking, man. I've got bare stuff to do.
Alright, should we get on to the what's on the checklist? What's on the agenda?
Well, we crossed like bare of them already.
Did anyone watch the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. preview?
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
What did you think?
I thought it was alright. Obviously, like the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a show that literally follows everything the cinematic universe is doing. Like whatever happens in the cinematic universe, they go with that. Doctor Strange was coming out, they were dealing with magic and shit. You know what I'm saying? Or magic. Oh wait, people can't see my quotation, but you heard from the test of my brain. Magic or whatever. And like all Ghost Rider and all that. Yeah, so obviously now they're going into space, now that we're about to do Infinity War. I thought the way they set it up, like obviously they left it on a cliffhanger, so you're like, oh shit, I need to watch the episode. Thought they set it up good because there was like loads of questions that haven't been answered.
Yeah.
Like, no spoilers, but it doesn't like start from like the beginning of, oh, it's a fresh season or whatever. You're kind of just like, first this randomness at the beginning, who's this guy that we're seeing, and then like a full setup of where are we, why are we here. They're trying to find out the answers, they're not getting the answers, and then the end.
Yeah. They set it up pretty good, I reckon. I think Yeah, I think it's really intriguing. It's a totally different direction that they're going in, and which they're coming from. But I think, I don't know. A lot of people say they stopped watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and that, but I think what they've done, the way that they've changed every season to something different. Like you got kind of like the Secret Wars. You had the Inhumans bit, and then you got the space bit now. And I just think they kind of keep it interesting and keep it going on, you know. And
I think it's got better each season. Actually,
yeah,
first season was a bit meh, and I think they've just gone away and then come back and been like, right, let's you know.
I think I was being impatient with that show, you know.
It's a slow burner. Like you like.
Well, what I gotta say, Agent May, bro, she's too ninja. Like, how can you not want to watch it? I'll watch it just for her being out anyone any day, bro.
That's Mulan,
yeah. She was in Mulan.
Yeah, she was one of the reasons I was going to watch it in the first place, and I remember I watched like she's badass. I remember, but like when I was watching it, it was like didn't like how they just kept alluding to Agent Coulson meeting the Avengers for that one day. It just bugged me. It's like, oh, I've walked with gods. I'm like, when? And in season 1, that's pretty much what they started doing. It's like, I can't watch them allude to this. I get that they've most likely probably like branched out since then and they just do more, but I probably just got impatient and stopped watching it.
They have good Easter eggs there, like good like TV Easter eggs of just like, oh, this is coming, or this person is coming, kind of thing. It's just like, okay, cool, okay, see you.
I heard recently from a snitch that apparently they mentioned something about Abomination in an episode. I don't know when. You know, in the Hulk movie, in the Incredible. So there was the fight in Harlem. Apparently, because I have no idea what happened to Abomination. Apparently, Coulson alluded to the fact that they have him on ice lockup or something. Does anyone remember seeing that episode?
Don't remember it.
I just found out from one of the snitches. I was like, oh, okay, I didn't know that was a thing. They just wrote him out of the MCU, innit?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, pretty
much.
It's
not that there's been a Hulk movie. Like, but why do I want to see Abomination if I can't even get a Hulk movie?
They could have
Hulk movies now.
There's never going to be a Hulk movie.
There might be a Red Hulk movie.
Hulk's a second guess. I don't even think they're going to do Red Hulk. If they can't do Green Hulk, they can't do Red Hulk. You mad?
Yeah,
like, literally, if they do Red Hulk, it will be Hulk Silk. You can't just do Red Hulk.
True.
Who's this Red Hulk?
You got the guy who plays Thunderbolt Ross. Yeah, so he could be Red Hulk.
Yeah, they're actually going to do Grey Hulk on Age of Ultron. When when you've all seen it, right?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen it.
Phone.
Yeah, when Scarlet Witch took over his mind, they were going to do the Grey Hulk, I think it was. But yeah, they didn't. Unfortunately, I wish they did do it then.
Yeah, well, Grey Hulk, he's got the intelligence. They would have had to run for that for the movies after that. And
I know where Grey Hulk would work. Right, has anyone heard the news about them doing an A-Force movie?
Yeah.
No.
I saw
yeah,
that somewhere.
obviously, She-Hulk's going to be in it.
Yeah.
She-Hulk's going to be in it. I think it would be a good time to have Grey Hulk like as a side character, and he might,
Avengers.
like come and help them or something. Do you know what I'm saying, or whatever? I think that would be a good way for Grey Hulk.
She-Hulk.
They'll fix
I reckon
it,
they will. I reckon they will.
You have to do that in a movie, boy.
They could easily do it in this one.
Well, his cousin showing up for whatever reason, and then for whatever reason she gets sick. She needs a blood transfusion.
And then
That's how it happened.
Yeah. Nice and simple. No funny stuff. That's it.
She pricked her finger.
Yeah. And then after he does it, he has like some side effects. What? I lost a bit of my green because I gave it away. You know how the movie
we figured it out.
It doesn't have to be the same as the comic. Like, there you go.
Nice.
Mr. Fixed It.
All right, let's move on because I know that we talk about this trailer for like.
Yeah, right. Who's got the list?
Since we just done Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D, I was gonna say, should we just do the TV shows and get them out of the way?
Yeah.
Get all the TV shows out of the way.
Has anyone seen Runaways?
No.
Not yet. No, I've seen the trailer and all that, or whatever.
Yeah, I watched the first 3 episodes. They are pretty good, actually. It is pretty good. There's no like links to anything. There's no innuendos about the Avengers or Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or anything. It's just its own kind of thing.
Okay.
It's linked in that universe though.
But yeah, it should be, because it is done by Marvel Studios as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
but it's on Hulu, innit?
It's on Hulu, yeah. But it is pretty decent though. I'll definitely say watch the first 3 episodes.
Yeah, the trailer was good as well.
Yeah.
We like. What other shows are you watching? What you watch? Runaways. I still haven't watched Punisher. Is that good?
No, I haven't tried that yet either. I'm waiting for it. I don't want to think I need to watch because I love Punisher and Daredevil. I was like, I can't wait for Punisher season. I need to sit down and like watch it proper. I'm not doing this whole jag. Watch 20 minutes.
Is it close to the comics?
I never really did read that much of Punisher comics.
Doesn't need to be.
But nah, all I can say is that I think, in my opinion, it's the best one out of the lot.
Okay.
Yeah, I've had a couple weeks to think about it. Well, a week to think about it, and yeah, I definitely think it's the best one out of it. I didn't get bored midway. There was nothing like sometimes they do like a second story midway and things like that. They did that, but even that was all good. I didn't get bored at any point. I don't remember getting bored at any point. Yeah,
and the guy's perfect person to play Punisher as well. Like,
just Shane, isn't it?
Yeah, even his little he does little twitches in his eyes, and with the way he moves his eyes when he's talking to someone, but he's not looking at them, but he's just moving his head around, and his eyes. He just looks like someone who's been through things, and he's got some things to do and sort out, and I think it's the best one, definitely.
Josh looks hella like Punisher football. I'm living life right now.
I know, right? We are Punisher, man. I can't wait to start that. I probably can't wait to start that.
I think me and you are going to be binge watching that because I just want to watch it all the way through, no breaks.
Yeah, need to get on that. What else is there?
I didn't like how Star Trek
DC. Star Trek ended. Oh yeah, I watched the end of Star Trek as well. Yeah. I caught up. I watched.
You didn't like the end?
I liked it.
I forgot it.
So I mean, like, there were 2 parts.
That's how you know.
Episode was just like both of them felt like the ending, and I was like, you just needed to choose one. Just choose one of those, and then don't do. It felt like
I remember that happening. Greg. Is this the end? And then it wasn't the end, and then there was another end. I was like, it feels too early to be the end. Is this the end? And then there was another end. Overall, I thought it was good, but I was maybe hoping for another 2 or 3 episodes. I never check how many episodes there are. I like to just go. Otherwise, I know when the endings come in, and I hate that. I just like to watch things.
Start to get sad. You're just like, I've only got 2 episodes left. But no, I liked how it ended. I did like how it ended. I was like, that boy's that man's bastard though. Captain.
He is.
Like,
he's
good.
He's a wanker, man.
He is.
He is a wanker. But
he's good though.
Why do you think he did that though?
I just remembered now. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Welcome, just. No. It's because he wanted to keep his ship in it. He did not want her to, the woman that he's currently fucking, who is his counselor / superior officer. Like, literally, he was like, this woman's gonna come and take my ship away and fuck her and everybody else. So he was just like, nah. You go to the meeting. It'll be fine. Take some breath mints. Talk slowly. No, she got fucked up. She got hella fucked up. But
I don't know. I think I don't know. I got a feeling maybe he's from the mirror universe, and he's trying to get back, or he's figured out about because you remember he was talking to the engineer. I forgot his name.
Yeah.
And he was saying about
engineer
how
guy.
yeah,
Why-
who and he was telling him about he's been recording every spore drive and the way it's opening up different rifts and stuff like that. So I think he's
when they said
to,
that, that's what I thought. I was like, yeah, multiverseness.
Well, yeah, exactly. And maybe he's trying because he's really cut up about getting his old crew killed.
Yeah.
So that's why he doesn't have his surgery in his eyes and stuff like that. So I think he's trying to maybe get back, to bring them back, or get them back in another way through the spore drive and stuff like that. That's what I think.
Yeah, then isn't like jumping from different universe? Then maybe he'll find out how to jump time. Probably.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah. Okay. Huh. Did any of you watch Big Mouth? Have you watched Big Mouth yet?
No.
Oh
No.
the animated show. The animated show on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I done watched that. I'm watching it third time round already.
I know. It's amazing. A little bit disturbing every now and again, but it's amazing.
Well, yeah, when you've got 13-year-old girls with talking vaginas, like
Yeah. I feel like I don't know why they've aimed it at adults for young people, because it freaks me out sometimes. I'm like,
a strange show.
Monsters.
Hormone monsters, boy.
Do you think it crosses a boundary like a little bit? Because some of the points I felt uncomfortable was like when the boy's like, oh, it's like when he got like an erection. I was just like, I don't want to see a 14-year-old cartoon getting.
Yeah, but again, I think that they were trying to push the boundaries. They even allude to it when I think it's at the end. Where they're like, oh, we probably wouldn't have got away with this if it was like live action, so we'll just do it. We'll do a cartoon. They knew what they were doing. They knew exactly what they were doing. The Pornscape was awesome. I wish that was a real place.
Just due to like, I literally nearly forgot about it. I was like, that episode was actually quite funny. Like, it reminds me of when what was it in Family Guy when Quagmire found out that there was porn online.
Oh yeah.
I remember that.
And his arm was just hella buff, like I was just dying.
I think if you guys haven't watched Big Mouth, it's worth a watch. It's like a really good show. It's funny.
I actually tried to watch the first episode the other day, and but it was late at night, so I kind of fell asleep. It seemed decent, pretty decent though.
It is. I have to give it a chance because the first time I watched it, I was watching it and I was like, "Is this funny? Do I like this? Am I doing it?" Like I didn't know. I felt like I was watching. I wasn't. The first time I watched Rick and Morty, the first time I watched Archer, I was like, "Oh my god, this is jokes. This is sick."
Yeah.
The first time I watched Big Mouth, I was like, "I don't know," but I just kept going, and before I knew, I was like, "Yeah, this is sick. This is so funny."
Yeah,
even though it's it pushes those boundaries. It's stuff that we dealt with as teenagers. You know, their first periods, or guys worrying about if it's adequate enough.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Or again, when that first time you do discover porno, you're like, oh shit, this is a thing. But no, it's a good show. Watch it. Men, women, they whatever your sexuality is.
Yeah.
Whatever you identify your gender as, like, watch it. It's for everybody.
It's jokes. It is jokes. I think it's a nice filler until Rick and Morty comes back.
It's
on its own as well. So I'm happy about that. I'm excited about Rick and Morty when it comes back. Speaking of Archer, sorry, just quickly, has anybody watched the last season or the new season?
Yeah, where he's.
I haven't watched all of it because I was like, this back in time thing is getting on my nerves.
Wait, how many seasons have they done the back in time thing? One.
Yeah.
One. I just. Yeah. He's in a coma. It's cool.
I know, but I'm just like, come out of coma and something and say something funny. Because
I think they've only got 1 or 2 more seasons left. The guy wants to end it, and I remember reading an interview last year saying that the next couple seasons of Archer are not going to be what we're used to. So this could very much be what it's gonna be.
The last one.
Yeah, until they decide to put him back to. I'd imagine he'll probably wake up and then be like, the show's over. Unfortunately.
No.
Yeah. I just feel like I think he felt like he wanted to do something different instead of. I mean, they've done everything. They can't go back to ISIS. I don't know how far you guys are. But,
yeah. No, I'm caught up. Yeah.
I've watched like 2 episodes.
What of the whole like complete season?
What, like random episodes?
The whole show. Yep, random.
Right,
Whenever it was just on like Adult Swim or whatever, and then I tried to watch it when it was on Netflix or whatever. I just wasn't getting into it.
Oh, okay. I say this to everybody. For all you people that are out there listening, all 4 of you. If you haven't watched Arch yet, watch Archer. And I say this to everybody. I've said this to everybody. It's not just funny. It is laugh out loud by yourself funny. Watch it.
Hilarious, believe me.
Oh,
okay. Next thing that moves us on nicely. Then when you dropped the news of Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh yeah.
And
Flashpoint.
I was like, I preferred him as Riddler because I loved Jim Carrey as Riddler. I thought it was like the Riddler, and I think Penguin.
I don't. I think as the Riddler, he was just being the Joker in a Riddler suit. I think both him and Tommy Lee Jones were both being the Joker as Two-Face and the Joker as the Riddler. They weren't being the Riddler and Two-Face.
I actually think they got that direction to do that because they were both a lot like the Joker. Two-Face wasn't.
Yeah, he was way too hype. Like
he was never like that.
He should have been cool, calm, and like I'm just gonna flip the coin. Like he hardly spoke anyway.
The guy was a lawyer for it, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
My other thing with Jim Carrey's Riddler is Jim Carrey. So I could never watch it and just go, that's Riddler.
Yeah, it does.
Jim Carrey prancing around in spandex, doing Ace Ventura or doing The Mask, like, do you know what I'm
saying?
Yeah.
I liked it. But then Penguin was the Danny DeVito did the best Penguin. Yeah.
Oh my days! You know,
no one's ever been able to eclipse that, and no, I don't think anybody will. But like,
I love the Penguin, Danny DeVito's Penguin.
Yeah. But then Jake Gyllenhaal was Batman. Can I see it? Can you see it? What do you think?
I reckon so.
I think he could do it.
I think.
But I think if they were to keep Ben Affleck. I'm about to get like real. If they keep Ben Affleck, I think Jake Gyllenhaal. How do you say his name?
Gyllenhaal.
Gyllenhaal. What name there? I think he could be a decent Nightwing. Dick Grayson, slightly, actually, because he'd be slightly older as well. Because Batman's slightly older. He could be like a seasoned Nightwing. Yeah,
I hear that. I'm feeling that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I do like Jake Gyllenhaal and I like that. But the thing is that I don't know how they're going to work with the Robins in this or whatever, because we don't know anything about, well, unless I missed something because I didn't watch Suicide Squad because everyone said it was shit. But we don't know anything about the Robins and where they are and which Robins they will use. Like obviously, say for example in the animated series, we got 2 Robins instead of 3, and they squashed Jason Todd and Tim Drake together.
As I said,
you know what?
Drake or whatever. Teen Titans say they kind of done the same thing in it. They tried to make it as if you didn't know which one it was. He looked like Tim Drake, but he was Dick Grayson.
It was Dick Grayson. Yeah, you find out.
Yeah, he was Dick Grayson, but he looked like he had the staff. He dressed. He
looked like Tim Drake. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And obviously they made jokes about that in the show. So the same thing in the movies, like not knowing where it was, you couldn't turn around and go, oh, maybe it'll be an older Nightwing, because we don't know how long he was Batman until he had a Robin. You know what I'm saying? Might have been just like 10 years ago or something. Batman.
Do you know what I would do? If I was them, what they could do is, because they're doing the Flashpoint, right? So maybe bring in the Lazarus Pit, and then you see him maybe get a bit younger, and that kind of transforms him into Jake Gyllenhaal.
That's kind of a bit like a fan wanky thing, isn't it?
It is, yeah. But I mean, when I was reading,
like Jake Gyllenhaal's not that much younger than Ben Affleck. If he came out and he was fucking what's his face from Dark Knight Rises.
How old is he though? He's not as old as him though.
Jake Gyllenhaal's in his like 30s, late 30s.
Yeah, but Affleck's like in his late 40s,
Affleck's
right?
probably got 10 years on him. Yeah, he's probably got like 10 years. You don't change that much in 10 years. You don't turn to a different person.
No, but I mean they can work it out. Like, I don't know, it's kind of it's a reason instead of rebooting the whole thing, because everybody loves.
Yeah, but they don't have to reboot. Think about it. The whole set of first Batman films before we got Batman Begins were all sequels to each other, and we had 4 different Batmans. James Bond, 1 billion James Bonds.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
With the exception of the Daniel Craig ones, which are not in the continuity of the other ones. But before that, it was one long ass story. It was the same Bond. You know what I'm saying?
As long as they don't reboot, then I'm fine. Because
it's how you do it. Same way as in Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises, when what's her face, Tom Cruise's wife, stepped out. Stepped in. Do you know what I'm saying? I didn't even notice, and I preferred her to what's her face.
Yeah, true. I don't think it would work that well if they just swapped him out and put Jake Gyllenhaal in as a replacement.
Not without a legitimate reason.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I
wouldn't mind it just being, if this whole thing about them doing the raid style Arkham thing or whatever, like if it's happened in the past and they just go, it's in the past, and Batfleck's not in it, then do you know what I'm saying? Even if they do it as a thing where there might be like flashbacks or something like that, I don't know. Even though they wouldn't do that, they wouldn't have both of them billing as Batman on the same fucking thing. But oh, hold on, my house is on fire.
Comics. What's happening?
Comics. Oh my days.
You man were doing some madness in the group chat. You're like, I'm rereading this or rewatching this. I was like, what's happening? What we doing?
We start with White Knight, or should we just get into the gritty of it, Rich?
Let's start with White Knight then.
Educate the people. What you reading? What's happening?
So yeah, we Karen and I was reading not together, but we've been reading Batman White Knight.
Yeah.
By Sean Murphy and Matt Hollingsworth. Yeah, it's been bloody good, mate. It has been bloody good.
Can you brief synopsis of the story for those who haven't read it or just read or whatever? That don't read, but yeah.
I gave one kind of like in the last issue of Fast, but like, so Batman is basically he's just going too far, and he's chasing the Joker and through town, and Batman just doesn't give a crap his surroundings or the citizens of Gotham. He's just trying to catch the Joker. They end up in this kind of factory, like a pharmaceutical factory, and Joker's just like, look, I'm sick. I just want to take these pills because I'm sick and I want to get better. Everyone is surrounding them. They've got Batman, Nightwing, Batgirl, GCPD, and obviously Commissioner Gordon. Joker gets better and he basically just wants to sue everybody. Like the GCPD and Batman, he felt victimized by all of these people, saying he wasn't really a criminal, he was just sick. And they go into it a bit more in issue 2. So issue 2, he was saying, I even wrote some notes, he was basically saying he was just a kid from like a small town, and he wanted to come to Gotham City to I don't know, make something. He always wanted to live in Gotham City. And when things weren't going his way, he got a bit low, his mental health started to deteriorate, so he robbed a bank, served 10 years. And he was saying that the police, or he called them the gatekeepers, they like wanted to keep him in prison. So what they did, they gave him medication, so he says, that kept. They were saying that it was supposed to make him better, but as far as he was concerned, it was making him worse. And he'd end up breaking out of prison, and he was obviously being the Joker, and then they would arrest him again, and Batman would victimize him, and like what was he saying? Then he was saying these gatekeepers, they were using this as a way to like earn money from the government. So they created Arkham Asylum so that they can put all these so-called villains in Arkham Asylum. And it's funny because when Bruce Wayne is talking to one of these socialites, the guy is actually saying the Joker has outed me as one of his gatekeepers. But to be honest, yeah, I have been making money off of all the villains in Gotham. Every time something happens, I can sell these houses for this much money. And these houses, nobody's gonna buy these houses, but these ones do great because of this, that, and the third. And literally, Bruce Wayne loses his shit and punches this guy in the face.
Yeah,
it's a really good take on what they've done with the Joker. I just love. Sorry, I have to talk about this. I loved what they did with Harley Quinn. Like,
yeah.
I called it the Harley Quinn switcheroo. It was so good. So like, Joker goes home, and Harley's like, he basically, we all know that he treats Harley horribly in traditional comic anyway, not like when you saw Suicide Squad where he was in love with her. Like, what the anyway.
He's always treated her, even in the cartoons. He's always treated her.
Yeah, he did.
We know.
Yeah, he treated her. And he goes to her and he's like, I'm so. And she did. By the way, this Harley Quinn that he goes to looks like Margot Robbie from the Suicide Squad movie. That is key. He goes, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Like, I treated you badly, but I'm better now. I want to be with you. Marry me. And she thought it was a joke at first. And then he's like, no, I'm serious. And she literally says to him, what did she say to him? 1 second. Sorry, guys. Oh, yeah. She's like, enough with the bullshit. Go put some makeup on and let's rub something. And then she literally beats him up. She's literally, attacking him. And then she gets kicked. She gets kicked by this leg in the next panel. It's there, Harley Quinn, but like the original Harley Quinn from like the onesie, you know what I mean? From like the classic. The classic Harley Quinn. And she was on the page actually.
with her hyenas as well, isn't it?
Yeah, with her hyenas and everything. And she said, and then because this Harley Quinn was saying, I loved him for all his faults and everything. You just loved the Joker, but I loved the man who he was for his faults, his good and his bad. And then the Margot Robbie's like, he needs, and she cuts him off. She's like, a violent cheerleader with a bigger rack? I don't think so. And don't get me started on the clothes. Kind of a step back for feminism, and I love that. She said, back in the day, all Harley Quinn needed was just her little onesie and her domino mask. That's all she needed. And now, whenever you see her in like Arkham games or obviously in this new movie, she's just damn near naked. She's over sexualized, and it's unnecessary.
Very unnecessary. She was always, but yeah.
Yeah, and I just love the little nods that they had to the animated series. They had like a reference to one of my favorite episodes, Almost Got Him. Almost Got Him was an episode of Batman the animated series where all the villains were I think they were playing cards or poker or something, and they all told a little story of how they almost got Batman. And I always remembered when Killer Croc was like, are you for real? You've not seen that episode?
I have, but other people might not have.
Harold is
no spoilers, but if you don't want to spoil, just pause and
spoiler tag.
Spoiler warning for Batman the animated series that came out in 1990 something. If you don't want to hear what I'm about to say, skip forward. But he basically, Killer Croc is like, I hit him with a rock, and they make reference in this comic. And even when Harley Quinn is telling, back to the comic, Harley Quinn is telling the Joker how why she left, because he was just upset. He was just obsessed with Batman.
Yeah.
Sorry. Don't know what that was. Getting to the point where he was so in love with Batman that he was going to kill Jason Todd. She doesn't know if he actually killed Jason Todd or not, and he doesn't remember if he did it.
Oh wow!
And she just left. She was like, I couldn't do it anymore, because they even show in the panels they got like, remember that scene where she's like, "Come on, Joker, don't you want to ride your Harley?" That is in there. Like, the references are so it was so well done. It's like an homage to Batman the Animated Series and like the Tim Burton movies as well, as in the first two, Batman and Batman Returns. Not the way. It's really good.
The rest of the peanuts that were unleashed onto the world.
Yeah, not the Schumacher stuff, basically.
Yeah.
Doomsday Clock.
Doomsday Clock.
Yeah.
Right. So, you guys read Watchmen, right?
Yeah.
So this is basically a continuation from Watchmen. So it's a few years after Ozymandias brought in Cthulhu from another dimension and made peace on Earth. People actually figured out what happened because at the end of Watchmen, you remember Rorschach left his diary with the press. So everyone figured out that it was all a lie, basically. So the whole place is rioting again. The end is nigh. They're messing up the police.
Got rid of the news. Remember when the news?
Oh yeah.
I was like, what?
So it's like all the news going off, and Fox News is just the only news now. So they locked down everything and just made it one news source.
Wow.
Everybody's pissed. Russians got nukes. Everyone's got nukes. And they've got, I think it was 3 hours or something like that, until pretty much the end of the world kind of thing. But then it kind of clips onto a jail scene, and all the police are running out of jail. And one of the prisoners grabs a guard and he's like, "Give me the goddamn keys!" And then suddenly a fist comes and punches the police guy in the face, picks up the keys, and you see the prisoners like, "Oh shit!" Next scene, it's Rorschach.
Still
want out?
That was so sick.
Yeah, that was sick.
So
Rorschach was such a fucking good. He's such a good character. Like everything about him was just.
The thing is, you're forgetting. How can it be Rorschach? Why is Rorschach sitting there? How is he punching guards up?
Exactly.
I was like, not even exploding. Stop. I was like,
Rorschach can fix himself back together like the Terminator 2. Just mumbled back.
So then he's basically going through the prison. And he comes in and he opens the door and there's a woman in there. And I need to ask you about this woman actually. But he comes in and her name is Marinette.
Marinette.
Yeah.
Marinette?
I've not heard of her. I've not heard of her before.
I've not heard, to be honest.
Yeah. So basically she's like, well, it can't be you, Rorschach, because the last time we saw each other you said that you was gonna throw me down an elevator shaft. But he's like, yeah, it's funny. I'm not the same guy. It's a different. So then he pulls off his gloves to prove it to her.
You waiting for this? You for this?
And he shows her his hand.
Rich is very excited right now.
His hand is got kind of a melanin complexion.
My man's black.
Yeah.
Rorschach is back with the blackness.
Yeah,
exactly.
I did the white thing. Let me see what this. What's it like on this side?
I tried to get the privilege. It wasn't working because
I was just about to say I want to take away all my privileges.
But I was a redhead like white person, so that didn't work out for me. So I need to be like a black guy. So.
My mom was like a prostitute. Let's see what my mom's like this time.
So
let's get
gangster. My man's black.
So he's black, and so he hands her a photo of her little baby. And he's trying to basically get her out because apparently she can do something for him, and the person who he's working with. So she's asking where her son is. She won't do anything until she gets her son back. So they kind of agree, but she won't leave until they get someone else out. Who's the guy?
I forgot. It was. Hang on a sec. His name was Puppet Master. No, the mime.
Just so you know, Josh's house did not burn down, and Josh is okay. We can see him. We would have stopped the podcast.
My fingers are in amazing pain from fighting a smoke alarm, but other than that,
he's back from fake. But yeah, go ahead. As you were saying.
So these two characters, with the other guy being a mute. Apparently, I don't know if he's got anything to do with Punch and Julie. Do you know those characters from DC, right?
Yeah. So they were in what I was reading. Those is that them? That can't be them.
Wait. Have I just come into a Doomsday?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, it's not. It's not Punch and
Judy.
It's not Punch and Julie. They're based off the original Golden Age Punch and Julie, but they are not Punch and Julie. It's the Punch and Julie from because they brought them back in the New 52. I don't know if you already spoke about that because I missed it all.
Right. Yeah, no, I wasn't, because I'm not really used to. I'm not really sure of these types of DC characters, to be honest. So I was baffled about that.
Yeah, they were just like because you know them like characters that were just like bought in from another comic book company that was going. DC bought them, whatever.
Okay.
They were there, and then obviously they've been in the odd bits and bobs, and then in the New 52 they got repurposed, and then obviously now it's meant to be based off them, but it is not them as far as I'm concerned.
Now they're trying to get out of the prison, but he won't go without his guns. So
men and sugar, typical.
He needs his guns. He needs his weapons. So they go to the locker, open up the locker, and it's empty. And it's like they must have cleaned it out. And then you see the guy just put his hands in the locker and strap it up.
He's putting his gun in its holster. There's nothing there. Rorschach is just like,
big problems.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean this comic is hilarious. It is good. It is. I enjoyed the read, definitely.
Okay.
What
about the artwork?
The artwork's great.
Really good.
Yeah. The lighting. There's a part where they're walking down the sewers, and there's just one bit where you see the three of them. Just the lighting on them is just great. I think it's the shadows, and it's a good comic, man. I'm glad I brought it. Like
each panel as well. I don't know if you noticed. They paid attention to make sure his mask looks like a Rorschach picture. It's different each time, so I'm glad they did that still.
Yeah.
And one thing that I liked is let me double check this before I say it. I might, your mind just, it's like when it goes from Watchmen to like kind of DC, there's a slight tonal change.
Okay.
Like it's like I had to go back and look. Like, am I reading a DC comic now? Like there was such a slight tonal change. It was so it was just really good. Look, like even the 2 pages are next to each other where Ozymandias is talking, and it shows the bit where Dr. Manhattan. No, but Dr. Manhattan's like, I'm leaving this galaxy for one less complicated. Then boom, we're in Metropolis, and the tonal change is so different. It literally looks like I'm now reading a Superman comic. It's done so well.
Cool.
Yeah, that was really good.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, and then obviously in going into that whole thing with Superman is that this Superman, like they haven't said what Superman is. Obviously with Rebirth, we've had a whole thing with all these different Supermen and Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah.
So it hasn't specified which Superman this is. If this is Earth Zero Superman.
Well, no. And
obviously,
what happened in one of the Superman books with Mixel Split? Basically,
Spitlick.
Yeah. What happened was when he was breaking out of Mr. Oz's gaff, right? And basically, what happened is they all merged into this one Superman. So he's memories
of the pre-New 52, and he's got the memories of New 52 and Rebirth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
what
I was thinking though. Yeah.
I was just going to say about the Kents dying in the car crash. In no other stories
has that
happened. That's why it makes me feel like it's another Superman.
Well, that's my theory. That's what I was going to say. I think with the dreams, because he said that he never has nightmares, right? So I think because all these New 52s and all the other Supermans merged into him, I think now he's kind of got the sight beyond sight, where he's getting different memories from all these Supermans, and it's all like it's his nightmare. Yeah.
Hang on a sec. I never read that. So was it more than one Superman that got merged together? I thought it was just pre-New 52 and New 52 Superman that got merged together.
Yeah, that's
But to be honest, I also did not like the New 52. So, and I only read so many of the Superman comics. I don't actually know what happened to his parents, were they in a car accident in the New 52?
I don't know.
Nah. And even if it was, because I'm pretty sure, I can't remember if Jonathan Kent that was dead. But whatever thing happened, in so many stories, you always see things like Jonathan, even the movies and the TV shows, Jonathan Kent might get killed or has a heart attack or some shit like that. And then, Martha outlives him and she either dies of old age or some shit or whatever. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true.
No, they never die in a car crash when he's at his fucking prom.
No, I don't.
And the way that they done it as well, it was like he could hear it happen. But he didn't save.
It wasn't
you know what I'm saying?
to stop
it. Even with him not being quick enough, is that he was dealing with that whole he wanted to dance with Lana thing.
Yeah.
And maybe if he wasn't as caught up in that, he would have like heard them and been able to get there. You know what I'm saying? Or I don't know. Obviously, we'll find out in the following issues. Like, obviously, they've done that because they want us to speculate. They want us to,
But he
think of
did
this.
say he did say it was a dream, so it might not have actually happened.
It might not have happened. But the way I read it is like, I was having a dream about when my. Hang on a second. Let me. References. This is why you got to.
Didn't he say that?
Dream. I was in high school and so no, it doesn't necessarily mean it happened. He didn't. It could have just been a dream. It could have easily just been a dream. He could easily it wasn't all that Dr. Manhattan. Dr. Manhattan is projecting
reality.
Yeah, might not be his. Could be from Earth 13
or Earth X.
Make that reality.
Earth X. Can't wait to watch that week.
I mean, it's all in all that I think that was my favorite comic of last week to read.
Yeah,
definitely.
It was. I read it twice. I love what they did with Rorschach, where he's like talking again when he's just walking to the marionette's cell, and he's just talking about when he went to get breakfast, and he was saying that he likes a specific waitress because she always brings the pancakes and the syrup, everything warm. But then the waitress's boyfriend came, beat her up, and so the other waitress had to bring his and she doesn't stare, but the other waitress had to bring his food. The pancakes were cold, and she stared at him. So he then went out, beat up the first waitress's boyfriend, and stabbed him in the tongue with a fork. I was like, he's like,
but do you think?
I'm not sure I told him the reason why, but I'm sure he gets it or something.
Who do you think this Rorschach is, though?
I think he's the kid. You remember when the bombs went off and the newspaper guy he was telling the kid the story about the what was it, that pirate story? So anyway.
Oh yeah.
When shit started happening, the newspaper guy he covered the kid. So I think that's all I think. And I was the only black character in.
Because you would have noticed.
No.
How many years later is it again? Do we know? Two, and the other one was from 1960 something, isn't it? Yeah, so I suppose it could be. Yeah, that all works. It's a solid theory.
The only other black guy in there was the guy that got burnt by Rorschach, right?
Yeah.
And he was old, so.
I want to do that. So.
Do you know what? I honestly had the theory that, and it's the crappiest theory. You know when you're just reaching for anything.
Yeah.
So I'm all as crap. That Dr. Manhattan felt bad and just brought Rorschach back.
You reckon? As a black guy.
The reason I thought that is because where he was like, I'm sick and tired of proving it, and he's like, I am Rorschach. That's all there is. That's all you need to know. And I was like, all right, maybe dude is Rorschach. Maybe that would be the big twist, that he was Rorschach. He was like the Rorschach the whole time, as in he's just black now for some reason.
Yeah.
But that's gully though. If Mr. Manhattan was just like, kind of feel sad. I shouldn't have like splattered him all over the ice cube.
He don't feel shit though. By the end of that comic, he doesn't feel shit. He's like, fuck you guys, I'm going to another dimension, mate.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, but if you look at,
do you know, I'm pissed at him.
Go on.
No, I was just pissed at him because I hated the New 52. I hated it. I didn't like that Tim Drake was never a Robin. I didn't like that.
I hate that. That bugged me so much.
Yeah, I didn't like that the Joker orchestrated the whole thing with, was it Jason Todd? Just the whole thing with Jason Todd and Tim Drake. I didn't like, where was Wally West? I just hated that.
You were saying that before, you were like, no.
Too much I didn't like. And
Not Black Wally.
you know, I ain't about that Black Wally. I'm really not. Fuck it. There was too much I didn't like. And
even we don't like sometimes change characters.
Manhattan's fault, and I'm like, well, fuck you, Dr. Manhattan, then. Like,
no. Did he create it or
in,
not?
In the what was it? Before Watchmen, in the pre-Watchmen,
I never read those
that came.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh, you should read that. You should read it. Basically, no, it's not really spoilerish. It's more like filling in people's backstories. So you get to see like Dr. Manhattan, like how he grew up, what his relationship with his parents was, his fascination with clocks or with watches, Watchmen, fascination with watches, and like how they work, and that time on a watch will always go. It's always reliable to go unless it's never wrong unless someone changes it. So he goes through this thing where basically he starts manipulating the universe. Like he goes back and sees if things were different, like what would be different about it. And there's one point, might get it mixed up because I haven't read it for a while, that when he goes through he makes an alternate timeline where he doesn't get turned into Dr. Manhattan. It's kind of like, how is he still Dr. Manhattan if he stopped himself from being Dr. Manhattan? So, and there's all these things like if he, like his parents, basically they were Jews that were running away from the Nazis and all that shit or whatever, and his mum sacrificed herself, like made a diversion and was killed, and him and his dad got away. And it's basically, oh thank you, it's basically if like he could go back and change that or whatever, but would he change? She was sacrificing herself for greater good, and by him not changing a certain thing, he's doing the same thing. He believes that the timeline has to be a certain way, and now by Flash going, I've gone and saved my mum, and he's come back and he's changed things. Dr. Manhattan's going, no, you can't do that because the timeline is meant to run a certain way. Like he's been going around deleting all of these universes. So like in Metal, how all these different Batman, their universes are being destroyed or whatever.
Because that's what happened in the Button
universe. So there's one universe, and that is the universe.
Yeah.
That's a mad connection. Thank you, Josh.
See, that's what DC is doing and Marvel is not doing. They're connecting shit, man, in a good way.
Everything, yeah. Because that's connections I'm not even making. Like, so. That's crazy.
Hands down, DC, well done. Everything else,
I have to say, since DC Rebirth, DC has been killing it. They really have. Like,
they have.
Marvel, like, I know you got the movies on, like, but like, what you do with your comics, man? That's the foundation. The foundation.
And Marvel comics were like it. They were it. They were the holy grail of magicalness. But now they're just like, they're a bit much.
Slacking.
They're like
slackers.
Slightly off subjects, but still on kind of Watchmen. Did anybody read? Is anybody reading Titans? Like with Nightwing, Wally, Arsenal.
No.
There was an issue. So basically, when Wally came back, this is like going way into the beginning of the Titans of Rebirth. When Wally came back, they ended up fighting Abracadabra, and it turns out Abracadabra was the one that ripped Wally from the timeline. And then when they fought,
I missed that bit.
Did you?
Yeah, I've been in and out of Titans, but I know the general. I know what's going on. Basically,
but that's basically what happened. Abracadabra was the one that ripped Wally from the timeline. So he was sick and tired of always when Wally was Kid Flash or whatever, always beating him, which was real petty. So he ripped the timeline because he did that, he himself had forgotten who he was, and he ended up becoming this like weird magician that was doing kids parties. But then when Wally came back, it brought his memories back as well. Obviously, it brought back the Titans' memories as well. Anyway, when they were fighting him, and when they defeated him, Omen, she read his mind. And I remember, as a Watchmen fan, anybody would get this. She read his mind, and she was like, "I read his mind, and something big is coming, but the only word I can get from him was Manhattan." As fans, we're all like, "Shit, Dr. Manhattan," because we already know and everything. They moved to Manhattan. They relocated to Manhattan, New York. They've got Titans Tower in Manhattan, New York, but we're like, nah, you're not getting
dickheads.
it. I love all the little, because you got things happening in Superman, you got stuff happening in Titans, you had the Button, Flash, and Batman, but there's all these little weaves, these little webs that DC is doing. And that was ages ago. They haven't even I think they brought it up once, that whole Manhattan thing.
And it's not like it's not like you have to buy them all as well. That's the thing. It's like when they do an event, you don't have to buy every single bloody comic under the sun.
Yeah.
And extras. They bring out extras. Like this Dark Knight, like for instance, the Dark Knight Metal stuff. Yeah, I think it's part of it. From what I gather, the only one I read was the Batman Who Laughs. But it doesn't seem like it's you can still read Doomsday. You can get the gist of what's happening without having to read Titans and Dark Knight Metal and Flash and everything else.
Yeah.
So
simples.
Yeah,
they do things a lot
Marvel
easier.
will get back on that because their comics need to be on at least some way on par with the films because they're going to do things with the films. And I feel like unless you're going to read back all the old vintage classics because they're the only ones that stand up to anything that you're doing right about now, then you need to like revamp your comics. They're hella weak right now. That's why everybody's moving on to the indie comics because they're just like they're better. And
I need to get on those, man.
Yeah. So.
Sorry to be the guy. We're gonna have to kind of like wrap this.
Yes. It is 8:48.
But that was Doomsday Clock. It was a solid read. If you haven't read it, then read it.
Yeah, jump on that.
Jump on it.
The whole issue was pretty much Ozymandias, Rorschach, Mime, and
Superman.
Marionette out in Night Owl's Owl Cave. Then you get like a snippet of Superman and Lois Lane, and then you're like, what? I need more.
And it's coming out once a month as well, and it's going to be 12 issues for the whole year.
Yeah,
we're going to be
easy.
We're going to be talking about this.
I'll wait that long.
Yeah,
we're going to be talking about this for ages, and all the little nuances that's going to be happening in the other comics.
Yeah,
I don't even know if Metal is going to tie into this. Like, I still don't even know who Barbatos is properly.
Quickly, just quickly, Red Hood. Who do you think would win, Superman or Mr. Manhattan?
What? I know I'm not American, but I plead the fifth.
I know the answer to that already, bro. It's Dr. Manhattan.
You know what? Dr. Manhattan, hands down. It will be Dr. Manhattan. I know Superman, I think people miss the point of Superman is that, and the thing with Superman is that he has all the powers. And I don't know if you've ever watched any from the many snitches out there, like the top 10 abilities that Superman has that you didn't know. He's got crazy abilities, ones that he doesn't use that often. Do you know what I mean? And whatever writer has Superman, they can basically just do anything they want with him. So you can have Superman travel through time, just spinning backwards the Earth, or you can have him.
They're a bit more wary of that now, though. That's with the whole when they done the New 52, and he was it in the New 52 when he used up all his powers.
Yeah, they powered him down, but again, he's back to being to the way he was.
But he's not. But he's not like Golden Age Superman. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And every time you get to that, they do a reboot, and then they figure back.
Jeff Johns has promised us no more reboots for a while. I don't
think there will be. I think the whole point of this was to set it because they're taking back the history that they had,
Yeah.
And saying, yeah, do you know what? This all still happened, and the New 52 happened as well, and then this is the resolution. I think like Marvel tried to do that as well with the Ultimate Universe, and they flopped it.
Yeah. The Ultimate Universe became a mess after a while. Had a good start, had a great running start, but then just. But
and obviously, you running them currently and then sticking them together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
not good.
But to answer your question, if I'm honest, I love Superman, but Dr. Manhattan, and this is why I don't know how. Everyone assumes that Dr. Manhattan and Superman are going to fight. They might not even necessarily fight. They may not have to. I don't know what they've got planned, but
couldn't like Dr. Manhattan build another Krypton?
That's
Dr. Manhattan could do anything. The only way you could stop Dr. Manhattan possibly is by getting someone's power that can cancel out someone else's powers.
Yeah, I saw that as well from one of the snitches.
In a fight, like I don't know who. Well, I was trying to think of when I was watching Arrow or something, someone had that power, Green Arrow. I mean, so in the Flash.
There's someone in the Supergirl comics who works for that department of whatever that she works for in the Supergirl comics Rebirth. Who can cancel. Yeah, she can. There's someone in those comics that can cancel out powers. But again, I know you saw it, Rich, from a certain snitch. You must have I'll message you. But basically, like the problem you'd have with shutting down his powers is what are you gonna do when they come back on? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the point.
Yeah. So that's the thing.
Well, unless you kill him.
Yeah, I suppose. Hypothetically, I don't know what his regenerative powers are like. You try to take Superman's powers away. You kill him, put him under sunlight for a bit, and he's good to
comes back.
Yeah, but it depends, innit? That's for a bit. That's letting him regenerate. If you wanted to like kill him and then dispose of the body while she's still standing there, or whatever,
you're going in, but. I don't know. Real quick, who do you guys think will win? Dr. Manhattan? Why are we even asking this question?
Manhattan, man.
I was gonna say
he's a man.
Arrow, but I don't know. That's for you, DC man. Like Arrow or Batman. Who's gonna? I see the smile on Josh's face.
Arrow, Batman.
That's the question.
What? Batman or who?
Arrow. What?
Batman or Arrow?
Yeah.
I'm not even answering that question. No.
Speaking of Arrow, just a quick shout out to
John Biggle.
The JLA Power Rangers comic. But the Pink Ranger, she uses Green Arrow's arrow with the punching glove on it. So she was like, Flash was like, sorry that some of these, because basically they lose their powers in it and they team up with the Justice League, but they got to hide their identities. So Justice League gives them a whole bunch of Justice League stuff. Red Ranger's got Etrigon's sword and Red Hood's helmet. He's got who else? What else? I think Yellow Ranger's dressed like Katana. Like they've all got different people stuff on. And then the Pink Ranger, she shoots an arrow at Lord Zed's trying to get away. Wonder Woman's going after him. She's like, I've got it, and she busts out Green Arrow's arrow and shoots him with the boxing glove in the face. And she's like, that felt good. I was like, I like just like the little throwback to all them other people, whatever. But yeah, stop it.
Oh yeah. So, okay.
That's another one.
All right, yeah.
End of issue 1. End of issue 1 of the Source Wall.
You guys are enjoying it. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and all that jazz.
And you can find all of us on the Source Wall Twitter. That's the Source Wall with a D. Email. We've got emails. thesourcewall@gmail.com, and we're now on YouTube. Wherever you're listening to this, you're probably listening to this on SoundCloud or iTunes. We're going to try and hook up some more podcast outlets as well. But yeah, for now you can find us on even Mixcloud at the moment as well. So Mixcloud, SoundCloud.
We're everywhere because we're
iTunes.
Just okay. We're Source Wall. Okay. Yeah. Subscribe.
Source of all your nerdness.
Yeah. Like. We're crazy.
All right. Longest outro ever.
I know, right?
Bye.
Bye.